Our guest today on ArtSpeed is Dr. Hubert J. Finkelstein. Thank you for being here in the studios of KLOD-TV today.
You are welcome. Thank you for having me. It is great to be interviewed. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about my symphony.
Do I call you Dr. Finkelstein? Ha.
Please, call me Hubert.
Hubert? Isn't that a strange name for a composer? Aren't most composers called Franz or Ludwig or Wolfgang?
No, composers have many different names. Most composers have very normal-sounding names, like John Adams.
John Adams. Wasn't he one of our founding fathers?
That is a different John Adams. The John Adams I'm talking about is a famous composer of the minimalist school.
Where is that school? Isn't it in Boston?
The minimalist school is not a college. It is a genre of composing in which small fragments of thematic material are developed through repetition.
Are you sure? I am almost certain that I have heard of this school in Boston.
Yes, I'm sure. It is a style of composing.
I have a cousin who is a composer. He is very talented.
That's nice to hear.
Yes. He has written 2 songs for our church choir. One of them was very successful. It was called "The Lord Is My Main Man." Have you heard the song?
No, I have not heard that song.
There was an article in the newspaper about it. A high school rap group came to our church and performed the song with our choir. It was also shown on the evening news.
That sounds interesting. I'm sorry, but I think I missed that story.
That is too bad. It was a very important musical event. Everybody I know has heard of it.
Sometimes, with all the work it takes to compose a piece for an orchestra, I lose track of the daily news. Composing is a very demanding profession.
Yes, I know this. My cousin told me that it took him a whole year just to write "The Lord Is My Main Man." The song is a whole 5 minutes long. He spent at least 1 hour a week working on it. Do you compose that much? Do you have to find extra time to compose when you are not working your real job?
Composing is my profession. I have no other job.
Is that so? How do you make a living?
I pay my bills by composing. I get commissions from performing arts organizations to create original music which they can perform. For instance, the symphony that I just composed was commissioned by...
I'm sorry, we have to go to a commercial. When we get back, we'll hear all about this commission that runs the symphony orchestra. Hello, and welcome back to ArtSpeed, where our guest is Dr. Hubert Finkelstein.
I'm sorry, that's Hubert.
Excuse me, Rupert. Before we went to a commercial, Rupert, you were telling us about some sort of commission that runs the orchestra and forces you to compose new music all day?
I think there is a misunderstanding. The word commission in musical terms is a payment made to a composer for a new musical composition. That is how I make my living, by getting commissions from orchestras, dance companies, and filmmakers.
So how do they pay you? Is this some sort of trade? Like they let you sleep at their house, or borrow their car?
I get paid like any other job. I receive an advance payment, then when I'm finished composing, I get the balance of the amount owed to me. For example, in the case of the symphony that I just composed...
Wait a minute. I just want to be clear. You get money for writing music?
Yes. That is the job description of the professional composer.
When my cousin wrote "The Lord Is My Main Man," he did not get any money.
That's a shame. Many people compose music without getting paid. One of our greatest American composers, Charles Ives, wrote many pieces of music for his own enjoyment rather than for money. It is a very difficult profession in which to make money. When I was a younger composer, I wrote many pieces without being paid. However, one of those pieces won a major international competition.
My cousin is very professional. He has been in several rock bands, and has written 2 songs. He is even working on another song.
How interesting.
He is so professional that he mails a copy of his song to himself by registered mail, so that he can prove that no one else wrote it. He also puts his songs in a song bank. Do you put your songs in a song bank?
No, I do not. I register a copyright with the Library of Congress. I'm also a member of ASCAP.
Maybe you should consider using registered mail. so you don't have to ask the librarian for a copy of your piece.
I'm not sure how to respond to that statement.
Are you having problems hearing me? Should I speak louder?
No, I can hear you perfectly fine.
The reason why I ask is because Beethoven was deaf, and he wrote symphonies. Do you find it useful being deaf when you write symphonies?
No, I'm not deaf. I can hear you loud and clear.
Do you wish you were deaf? Do you think that it would help you to become as great a composer as Beethoven?
It's funny that you should ask that question. The title of my symphony is called The Silence Within the Sound, and it addresses the internalization of the senses in the handicapped, such as the blind or deaf. I got the idea when I helped to volunteer at the School for the Blind, at which I met.
I'm sorry, but we are out of time. Thanks very much, Dr. Finkelstone, for being on our show today, and I wish you the best of luck for when you perform your symphony this weekend.
Wait, I'm not performing it. An entire symphony orchestra will be playing it, and their name is...
Thank you and good night.